What's up, Assassination? It's your host, Kariza, aka Kariza the Assassin. In today's video, as you see, I'm going to be talking about the future of MCU Spider-Man and what's going to happen to him in the future. Before we get started, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notification. If you want more content from me, follow me on TikTok. Link is in the description below. As you guys know, the last time we see MCU Spider-Man was in No Way Home. After fighting Green Goblin, he goes off to Doctor Strange to tell him to make a spell where everyone forgets who Peter Parker was. Which, if you don't already know what that means, everyone who knows who Peter Parker is forgot about him, and that's honestly very sad. Now that I went over what the last thing that happened when it comes to MCU Spider-Man, I think it's about time to talk about the future of his character. Now, if you don't already know, it's been reported that MCU Spider-Man will be the lead character of Kang Dynasty. Well, technically, it's actually Tom Holland being the lead actor of the Kang Dynasty, but considering the fact that he does play Spider-Man, that means Spider-Man is the lead character of Kang Dynasty. And we finally found out news when it comes to Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 is currently getting written right now. The script for the movie is getting written. And also Spider-Man 4 will actually be before Secret Wars. In the comments below, let me know how you guys feel about Spider-Man being the lead character in Kang Dynasty and how you guys feel about Spider-Man 4. Or more so, not even how you feel about it, but what is your hopes for Spider-Man 4? Now, I want to actually give my opinions on this. First, I'm going to go off and talk about Kang Dynasty. I haven't seen Ant-Man, so I don't really know much about Kang other than what I've seen when it comes to Loki, but I am actually very excited for this. The main reason why I'm actually excited for this is because, well, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite character. He's honestly my favorite superhero. I honestly adore all his movies. I love all the MCU movies when it comes to Spider-Man. I love all the Spider-Man movies in general. Maybe not Spider-Man 2. I don't like it as much, but we're not talking about all the Spider-Man movies. We're talking about Kang Dynasty, how I feel about Spider-Man being the lead actor of it. I said the lead actor. Tom Holland's the lead actor. The lead character. Now, besides the fact that Spider-Man is, the fact, my favorite Marvel character, or my favorite comic book character in general, I think in terms of the MCU, this really gets me very excited for the Spider-Man character inside the MCU, because it really shows that they're deciding to have Spider-Man be one of its biggest characters, if not one of its more important characters inside the MCU. I don't know if I already have mentioned it, but when it comes to MCU Spider-Man, a lot of people's critique in the early days of MCU Spider-Man was really the fact that he was quote-unquote Spider-Man. I said Spider-Man, Iron Boy Jr. I understand the joke because of the fact that he knows Iron Man was looking after him, and he was more like a mentor to Spider-Man. And a lot of us are used to Spider-Man being on his own and being a lone wolf basically. And in the MCU, he wasn't that, and which honestly, when it comes to the MCU, it made a lot of sense, being the fact that Spider-Man was a 15-year-old kid. But the MCU Spider-Man trilogy is more so like a Spider-Man origin story, because it really built MCU Spider-Man to become the Spider-Man that we know, and it really shows that if they really have faith inside Tom Holland to be the lead actor inside something like Kang Dynasty, which will be the Infinity War to the Multiverse Saga. But when it came to MCU Spider-Man, a lot of people didn't really like him at the start, and a lot of people didn't really start liking him and too far from him. I've always liked him from the get-go. I thought he was my favorite Spider-Man from the beginning. Actually, I wouldn't really say he was my favorite in Too Far From Home, but he definitely solidified as my favorite Spider-Man with No Way Home. But back at the topic at hand, is really looking like Spider-Man will be the next Iron Man / Captain America of the MCU. If they are doing like two characters or like another big three, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Iron Man. I said Iron Man. If it's Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and probably Shang-Chi. Honestly, I really do think if Chadwick Boseman didn't pass and T'Challa was still alive inside the MCU, T'Challa would be one of the main characters or one of the next big three when it comes to the MCU. But since they decided not to recast him, I honestly do see Shang-Chi taking that role instead. And to give my final thoughts when it comes to the Kang Dynasty, I honestly would not be surprised if Spider-Man fights Kang inside Kang Dynasty. Now let's talk about Spider-Man 4, but I'm not really going to just talk about strictly Spider-Man 4. I'm more so going to talk about Spider-Man 4 and Secret Wars, of what I think will actually happen. Now, considering the fact that Spider-Man 4 comes before Secret War, and it most likely will become after King Dynasty, I really do think they might do the black suit thing. Now you're probably asking, what do I mean by that? Well, I believe in the comics, Spider-Man's first appearance as the symbiote was in Secret Wars. So if they really want to pay tribute to that comic and even that first appearance, I think Spider-Man 4 has to be about the symbiote. And as we know, there is a movie that is between King Dynasty and Secret Wars, and I always said even before this announcement about Spider-Man 4 being before Secret Wars that I felt like that movie had to be Spider-Man 4. Now I don't know if Spider-Man is gonna have the symbiote in the entire movie or if he's gonna get it at the end of the movie or end credit scene. Me personally, I would love for him to have it the entire movie. Me personally, I would definitely have him have it for the entirety of the whole entire movie, mostly because I feel like the symbiote is something that really only happened once, and it being in one movie would just be so sad. Where in Spider-Man 4, he can basically still be Peter, where he's not as ruthless as he would be. Even though he did lose Aunt May, so he might be a little bit more ruthless at the same time. But definitely in towards like Spider-Man 5, you can really see that ruthlessness. Or even in Secret Wars, you can really see how, I guess you could really say, Black Force energy Spider-Man's really gonna have, especially after the death of Aunt May. The best example I can use for this is Spectacular Spider-Man. If you have watched that show, if you haven't, it's on Disney Plus. It's only like what, 26 episodes. But when Spectacular Spider-Man got the symbiote, he was still more himself, but it wasn't until he had it on longer and longer to where he started being more angry, started being more ruthless. And I feel like something like that for Peter Parker Spider-Man inside the MCU would be great, mostly because it would give us more time with the black suit, because a lot of us will say that is his best suit anyway. And I honestly don't think Spider-Man should really have the symbiote be wrapped up in one movie, especially if they really wanted to be inside Secret Wars. He's gonna have it for at least 2 movies. And let's also be honest, if Tobey Maguire comes back and Tom Holland Spider-Man has a symbiote, 9 out of 10 are going to fight. Well, more so I really wanted to happen, especially because Tobey already had the symbiote, so he understands the symbiote. He understands that what it can actually do to Tom Holland. Now, I'm not going to go into what type of villains I would love to see Spider-Man have inside his next trilogy, or what type of love interest I would like to see him have as well. I just wanted to really talk about him being a lead character and Tom Holland being the lead actor of King Dynasty, and him having Spider-Man 4 be before Secret Wars. But if you made it this far in the video, let me know what you would love to see Tom Holland Spider-Man go through, especially when it comes to King Dynasty, Spider-Man 4, and Secret Wars, and even after Secret Wars. If you like this type of video of me talking about the MCU and even want me to talk about more movies, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notification. Until next time, Assassin out.
You never see it coming. You